Hello everyone, thank you for watching Mad Trucks with Marcos. Today we have an awesome truck. This is an in-house build done by 777 Customs. It's a 2017 Dodge Ram. It's a 3500, so it's a 1-ton, and it's got the Cummins in it. So this one got lift kit, bumpers, a lot of suspension stuff. So we're gonna go through and check out everything that we did on it. If you could do me a favor, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can see any of our custom trucks at cuniscountrytrucks.com. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna start at the front of this one. I wanna start off by saying this customer, he came in and he pretty much knew that he was gonna buy a truck and then get the package done on it. He came in a Dodge Ram that had an 8-inch lift, so this was definitely something he knew he wanted to do, and he knew what he wanted, so it made it a lot easier. So at this one, at the very front of it, it does have Fab4's premium front bumper. It's a really nice front bumper. I mean, it's massive. You can't tell how big it is because the rest of the truck is equally massive, but it's a huge bumper. You can order it a number of different ways. You can get it with and without this brush guard. In this scenario, he did get it with a brush guard. It does have a curved 20-inch LED light bar mounted to it. The curved light bar ended up working better just because this bar naturally has a curve to it. So it fits really nice. And then what Mike did is he recessed it back. That way, if he were ever to bump into stuff, he's gonna hit the bumper before it's gonna get to the light. So that's gonna stay protected and it's gonna stay working. A lot of the lights that we put on these trucks don't get used. He's definitely going to use them. The gentleman is a contractor, and he wants to be able to light up a site or light up a trailer so people can get in and out of it. Whatever, he's definitely going to use it. So really cool there. It does have the provisions for the winch, so if you want to throw a winch in there, you can. This truck, I'm also going to say, is kind of right now in the in-between stages. We just got done doing the big stuff to it. But it does have some stuff that we're gonna do to it in a little bit here. One of them is, so this truck came with spots for the parking sensors in the bumper. This truck does not have parking sensors, so we're gonna try to work in like an amber LED light in there, the running light, in the parking sensor holes. So we're gonna do that, and then we're also gonna take this back off and we're gonna send it out to get Line-X'd. Just so, we're gonna make sure it gets completely encased in Line-X. We do have a company that does that for us. We pull it off the truck. They spray the front, the back, they make sure they get in all the nooks and crannies. That way your bumper's completely encased in Line-X. It's gonna stay nice for a really long time. But yeah, a couple other things about this bumper. It does actually, so the intercooler, the air would normally go in through here. It does have spots on the sides where it redirects the air to that, so we're still gonna get the regular cooling that we need. And then it also has a replacement fog light and then a new blinker that's built right into the bumper. So those work, so this works with the factory fog lamp button, and then these are gonna come on when you put your regular blinkers on. So really cool there on the bumper, light bar. Okay, so the grill. So this one has, and it is a little hard to see just because of this brush guard, but this grill is from Status Grills. Reason we went to them is because you can really completely customize the grill. You can pick the color of this outer ring, you can pick the color of the mesh, you can pick a different style rivet. These are like the nickel plated ones, but you can get a black one. However you want it, you can get it built right from them and then they ship it out to you. So they're built to order, you're gonna get exactly what you want. It went in exactly how they said it was going to. You do have to reuse the outer piece of the grill to mount the new one. That's the way most of these grill inserts work. So for this, it's hard to tell. We actually got it vinyl wrapped to be black. So our friends at Vindictive Vinyl hooked us up with that. They are actually doing some vinyl work for the customer. He's gonna put his business name on the side and that kind of stuff. So we got him to vinyl wrap the chrome piece so we wouldn't have any chrome on the front. You can't paint chrome, so wrapping it's really the next best thing. They do warranty all their work for us. So this was chrome, now it's black, and it matches nicely with this grill. It does have the Status emblem, but it is made to be taken off, and then we could get his logo CNC'd out and throw it on the grill for him. So really nice grill, lots of options as far as if you're custom building a vehicle. Like I said, the fit and finish is great. On a truck like this, you can't really use any cheap parts because it's not that type of build. So really good quality, works exactly how they said they're going to. Are very pleased with the grill. So moving along to the side, these are Bushwhackers Extend-A-Flare series flare. We wanted to keep it as clean as possible, but you'll notice really wide wheels and tires. It is going to throw stuff up, so it does give us a little protection from the body. We sent those out to our body shop to get painted, so they're color matched, really nice. They look really close to like what the factory option would have been there. So really cool that we have that. We'll talk about what makes this truck look so huge, and it's the suspension. So the suspension is from BDS Suspensions. We've used a lot of their stuff before, especially in the heavy duty trucks, and it always turns out great. So customer is on board with that. It's a BDS 6-inch lift, and it is their 4-link system. So basically the 4-link is just going to take the factory radius arm off, and it's going to replace it with 2 individual control arms. So it's just going to let this axle let the 2 wheels be as independent as possible, even though they are attached to the same axle. I'm just going to let it articulate a little better, and also, when it hits a bump with this tire, hopefully it's going to keep it to this tire as opposed to spreading the energy out throughout the truck. So between the control arms and then the Fox shocks, it rides really nice. We've gotten to drive a bunch of these trucks, and really surprised, drove it down the road. It tracked really well. The bumps didn't feel outrageous. It is a 1-ton. Sometimes the 1-tons, they ride a little stiffer than even the 3/4 tons do. So really nice on the suspension from BDS. Like I said, the Fox shocks, we got that right through BDS. We did upgrade it to the dual steering stabilizer system in front, and it's basically just the 2 opposing shocks. Most steering stabilizers are a 1-shock. Sometimes that can cause a pull. So having huge tires on it like this, having the dual shocks, it's going to let them work with each other. It's kind of just going to make their job a little easier. When we hit a bump, it's not going to transfer to the steering wheel, which is really nice. So yeah, suspension on this one, I'll talk a little bit about the back suspension, but no corners were cut on the suspension. Basically everything that BDS has available for this truck to improve it, we threw it at it. So again, really nice. It rides really nice for a 6-inch lifted truck. This is going to be basically a daily driver, so it can't be all over the road. So yeah, suspension's awesome on this one. Like I said, a 6-inch lift. It's a 4-link BDS suspension. I'll talk a little bit about the wheels and tires up front. So the wheels and tires on this truck, they were pieced together. It's not a package you can go out and buy. We bought the wheels individually and then made them work on this truck. So the front wheels are off a regular truck. They're not made for a dually. And it's a 20-inch fuel cleaver wheel. It doesn't have the center caps on them right now. Those are back in the shop. Like I said, when we deliver it, they'll throw those on. But it's a really good looking wheel. You have that gloss black with the milled accents. And then really nice on this, it's a 37-inch tall tire. So this is a Toyo Open Country RT. Customer wanted the look of a mud tire, but wanted it to wear more like an all-terrain. He didn't want to go through tires every 10,000 miles. So the RT is what we came up with. It's Toyo's combination of their all-terrain and their mud terrain, a little bit of both. Again, we've used it on a number of different vehicles. They ride really quiet. They wear really nice, have not had one complaint. So on this truck, I think they're gonna work really well. They definitely don't, they look aggressive. You can't put a street tire on a truck like this, so they look really aggressive. But yeah, it's a 37-inch tall by 12.5 wide on a 20-inch wheel. And the tires are the same all the way around. So there's 12.5s on the front, there's 12.5s also on the rear. The dualies do have a spacer to kind of counteract the offset that the factory wheels have. So we took that off, otherwise the wheel would have been like 8 inches out, not daily driver friendly. But yeah, like I said, it's a -44 offset. So as far as a deep dish wheel, it's about as deep dish as it's going to get for a 20-inch. Definitely gives the front end a nice aggressive look. The back's nice and wide, so to widen up the front a little bit, it's really cool. Okay. So you'll notice this truck is very high. Even if you're 6 foot tall, you might have some issues getting in and out of it. So we did do our amped research power boards on it. The amp boards are nice. They come down a good amount. So if I wanted to get up in it, it's a lot easier than if you were trying to step up all the way up here. This is about, 35, 40 inches off the ground. So that would be a job. So these amp research boards are really nice. They drop down farther than like a regular board would drop. Which helps a lot on a lifted vehicle. But also my favorite part about them is that when you're not using them, they fold up and it's a completely clean look, which makes this truck look a little taller than it actually is just by not having anything down there. What else do we do on this one? Oh, it got debadged. You'll notice on the back tailgate it still has some. That's one of the things that we're doing to it. Took the Cummins logo off. It was chrome. The Ram 3500, it was chrome. So we took that off, took off the chrome body side moldings. One of the last things that we have to do, the door handles are going to be black, so there will be no chrome on this truck when it's done. So these will be black. We are getting those vinyl wrapped as well, just for labor, and the customer is okay with it. He just wants it, just wants the chrome to be gone. So yeah, debadging, to have it nice and clean like this, it's not as easy as just pulling them off. I mean, you have to have somebody who knows what they're doing, pull them off, usually use fish lines so you don't mark up the truck. And then after you pull all that off, we have to send it out to get rebuffed. It is definitely a labor thing, but it definitely changes the appearance of the truck a lot. Okay, so on the back. So the flares, we did get the matching flares for the back and got those painted as well. You'll see the tires probably would have been sticking out a pretty good chunk if we did not have these on. So nice to have the flares on. Okay, I'm gonna talk about suspension in the back. So it's a little hard to see. One of the upgrades that BDS has is their Recoil traction bar system. Those Recoil traction bars do cost as much as some of the lift kits on the market. So it's not a cheap upgrade, but it's really nice as opposed to like a regular traction bar is going to keep that axle from from getting that axle hop or axle warp. But the Recoil system actually has like a built-up charge inside of it, and as soon as it feels pressure coming, it counteracts that because it has that energy charged up within the traction bar. So as soon as it feels a spin, it knocks it back. You're not going to notice any problems with this, even if he adds a ton of power. So this traction bar is really nice, especially on a dually that's going to have a 15,000 pound trailer hooked up to it every day. Traction bars, they don't come with a kit. It's something you have to upgrade to. But if you're going to daily drive your vehicle, and if you, I don't want to say abuse it, but if you use your vehicle and you have spirited driving, then the traction bars are really nice to have. So the 6-inch system in the back, we do raise the back 6 inches as well. From BDS, they also gave us the Fox shocks for the rear, so Fox shocks all the way around, which is really nice, just going to help handle those bumps. And then the other thing that we did on the back on this one, we did add Airlift's rear airbag system. So it's a really nice system. I'll show you the controller inside in a little bit. But it has the little gauge inside. It tells you what your PSI is for your rear bags, which are kind of hard to see, but they're right here. They basically just go in between the chassis and the axle. And basically, if you have, if he puts a 15,000 pound trailer on and then it starts to sag a little bit in the back, he can just increase the rear airbag pressure. And it's gonna help it out a lot. This truck's never gonna be sagging in the back. It's at least gonna be level, which is really nice. Those airbags, they just kind of help the rest of the suspension components in the back not wear out as much. If you're gonna, if you have a tendency to overload your vehicle, it's definitely a nice upgrade to have. So that system, it has the compressor, it has the tank, and then the airbags, and then the controller on the inside. Okay, so we'll talk about wheels and tires on the back. So again, this set of wheels, it is a set of dually fuel crank wheels, or cleaver wheels, excuse me. It is a 20-inch. This rear outer wheel, very expensive. The outer wheel, it's a negative 224 millimeter offset, I believe. So basically, when we have that dramatic of an offset, it gives us plenty of room in between the tires to run the 12.5-inch wide on the back. That was one of the things the customer wanted. He wanted to have 12.5s all the way around. So with the right offsets on the back, we can make that happen. The tires are not touching, and even if, again, he fully loads this thing and the tires compress, the tires will not be touching. So really nice there. But yeah, the wheels, like I said, it's a 20-inch fuel cleaver. And then, the tire, it's a 37-inch tall by 12.5 wide on a 20-inch wheel. And it's the Toyo Open Country RT. And it is nice. They make them in a lot of different load ratings. So I can use them on a dually. I can also use them on a Jeep Wrangler. They make all the tires that I need. So really nice setup. And on a truck like this, to have 37s on it and have it be dead silent going down the road or not feel anything in the steering wheel, pretty impressive there. All right, so going around to the back, like I mentioned, there's a little chrome that has to come off here first. But the main thing on the back is the rear bumper. So this is, again, Fab 4's a premium series bumper for the rear. It does have the parking sensors built right into it because this vehicle did have reverse parking sensors. It's got the nice little cutout in the corner if you wanted to put your foot there and hop up in the bed. But yeah, it's a really nice bumper. It does have the integrated tow hook location, so you can mount up there no problem. It's got a little valve, so if the air compressor, whatever, were ever to go out for the airbags, you could manually plug in here and basically override that system. So these bags are always going to be functional. And then the thing we did back here, we added two 6-inch single row LED lights. Reason those are there, they're plugged into the auxiliary switch. When he's backing up to a trailer, or maybe he's unloading stuff off a trailer, or loading stuff onto a trailer, it's nice to have the lighting, especially, I mean, if you're a contractor or you use your truck for work, you know, an extra light, really, you can't have too many of them. So really nice, they fit right under there. They sit nice in that bumper. And yeah, overall, I mean, we're really excited to do this truck. The customer was on board to not cut any corners. He wanted to do it right, and he wanted to have the truck the way he wanted it. So I'm sure we'll get a couple updates on this one in the future. Like I said, it's not done yet, but the main stuff's here, and it gets tricky doing videos when, of course, the customer always wants a vehicle right away, and the shop wants as much time as they can with it. So I want to get a video for it right now so you guys could see it. It is an awesome truck. It's going to be one of the coolest ones out there. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Any questions, please let us know.